This is the Morning After with Krys. I'm Krystal, and today I have with me Leah from the Skin Shop.
Hello.
Thanks for joining me today.
I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, there's so many things we can talk about,
So
and
many.
I'm super excited to talk about skin and confidence in dating. Um, as you know, I had like the most small, it's still there a little bit, a
Yeah,
little
we got to do
mark
another
on my
treatment. Yep.
little mark on my arm.
Little mark.
And it made me think, like, if I had this one little mark that made me so insecure to wear like a short sleeve shirt or a dress on a date, how do people feel overall about their skin? They're just everything. And dating, like, there's so many things that go on in life that are so small that affect you in such a big
The
way.
self-esteem or our self-confidence so
Yes.
much. And I do so much with acne. So I see that all the time. And it's not just teenagers, right? It's like every age we see, acne or pigment or redness in the skin. And that's an insecurity for a lot of people. So I can imagine if you're going back into the dating world, how that would feel. So it's probably important to figure out how to deal with that for some people, right?
Like, it's just for me, I feel like with my clients, like,
Yeah.
obviously we have people that do the Botox and the filler because
Yeah.
it's such a big thing right now. That's great. Everyone looks great when you're doing that. But there are a lot of people who don't want to do that, who haven't done
Yeah.
it. What do they do?
There's so much actually. That's kind of my gig. I
Yes.
work with people who, on the daily. I have conversations with women. I see 12-year-olds to I had a cute little 80-year-old. So and she had never had a facial and she's going on her first trip. So that was super fun, but she wanted to feel good on her trip to Mexico. And she was 80. So it doesn't matter how old you get, whether you're dating or not. But feeling confident in your skin is huge. So yeah, so I do a lot with the acne because man, it is a tough one, especially hormonally for women throughout our
Yeah, because it
life.
doesn't matter how old you are, you can
No.
still get, yeah.
Oh no, I've seen 60-year-old women with acne.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, yeah. That'd be
It's not
hard.
it's not common, but
No, yeah.
yeah. So I think that finding someone you're confident with, like I like to call myself a skin therapist for many reasons, right? Like you deal with skin, but also you have some pretty good talks together in that
Even
room, right?
learning what skincare to use.
Yeah, skincare ingredients, and formulations, because a lot of time people just go, see it on TikTok. If oh
Oh my God,
God,
that
I
doesn't
hear
work.
that so much. I saw this on TikTok, and then the 12-year-olds that go into Sephora and just like, it's just not a deep understanding. So that's where someone like me or someone a skin therapist can help
Yes.
you understand the ingredients that your skin needs, so getting specific, but also there is so much you can do from microcurrents to radio frequency, or I am doing a course now on fascia release for facials, which is a natural facelift.
Yeah.
It is absolutely fascinating because, oh my God, the before and afters are insane. So, and that is what a lot of my clients in
That's
particular
good for
want.
confidence.
Yeah, and it's not
Yeah.
just about, lifting the eyebrow, or it's about that glow and the health of the skin and what that looks like. So, and that if you have healthy skin and you look good and you feel good, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
in dating, you have to make a first
Yeah.
impression. Like,
Yeah.
you want to look good, you want to feel good, and it's not just your clothes and how they fit you. It's your face and
Yeah.
makeup too is.
Yeah, and then sometimes, especially with acne, people will put on like a thick layer of makeup, and
Yeah.
it's often obvious when you do that, right? I get it, but we got to treat the acne first. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What are your tips for people in dating, like to age gracefully, especially not just women but men? Because I think a lot of men they might not ask for help in this, but they think about it, they research it. I'm sure it's
Yeah,
just
I
as
see
important.
quite a few men actually. Yeah. So I actually see a lot of men, and a lot of times their wives bring them, and then we do a really good cleanup. And they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, this I feel good, and this feels good. A facial always feels good." But the thing for men, I think the most important thing for them to remember is sunscreen. You know what? I don't know what it is, but like even after years, I've been married for almost 22 years, and my husband is a redhead, and so it's very, very important he wears sunscreen. And he used to tree plant, and that was before my time, and he never wore sunscreen. And so we really have to watch, his skin now because of that. And then I had another gentleman just like come with his wife, and he just plopped himself down on the bed. And I said, okay, let's check out your skin. Cause he's like, what's going on? He's super red. And I looked immediately, it was just environmental damage. And obviously he had not been wearing he does not wear sunscreen, and he admitted to that, and he golfs a lot and he's outside a lot. So that's the number one thing for men, I think. Sometimes we have to take baby steps with them. Sometimes not. Sometimes they just want a whole regime. But yeah, sunscreen's the number one thing to start with for men.
What about women? Like, I've never worn sunscreen.
Yeah, you should. You should definitely wear sunscreen. Because as we age, I mean, the sun is the most damaging, and wrinkles and pigment is what will age us so much. So I know we like that little bit of color,
Yeah.
but I think
Fabutin.
use your fake tanners.
Oh, I would never use fake. I do go to Fabutin. I do go every weekend.
Right.
I do tanning for, I don't know, 12 minutes, and I do red light.
Red light's great. Yeah, lots and lots of science behind red light for sure.
Yeah, but I do not wear sunscreen. I've never worn sunscreen in my life. Mm-hmm. Like, I literally, I grew up in a house that had a tanning bed in the house. What would it take for someone to convince you
that you need sunscreen? What do you think?
Probably nothing. Like, but I mean,
yeah,
it's funny. Like, I literally grew up in my home. My mom had a tanning bed in my house.
Oh, wow.
She's not the tan mom or anything, but there was a tanning bed in our house because she had a salon, and it just, anyway, she's never worn sunscreen. She did lots of like facials and like, I've told you about this, like the CO2, this and that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like a sunscreen was just never a thing growing up. And
100%,
I don't think it is for her now. And now I don't know if she's going to consider dating, but like, I don't know if she thinks about her skin and dating, and maybe she should. I certainly never have. Like, and I use the same face wash and same lotion that I used when I was 20.
Wow. And what is that?
Clinique.
Oh, I knew she was going to say that.
I know. And when I switch, I get bad skin. So I'm like, why? I have switched. I do use some Clarins here and there.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, just Clarins and Clinique. But before I put my makeup on, it's always Clinique. I wash my face with Clinique, and I don't like deviate from that at all. Like, especially if I'm going to wear makeup, I feel like all my makeup goes perfect with that.
And like, if it's not broken,
don't fix it.
Other than the sunscreen.
That's how
sunscreen.
Right. So how do you fit sunscreen into that? Because that changes. Like, it's thicker.
Do you wear makeup? You wear foundation?
Yeah.
You can often find, something with sunscreen in the foundation. You could do it that way, or you could. You have to.
Try it all out. I'm lazy. People, what's some advice for a lazy person? Lazy person who doesn't want to make a change.
I have a lot of people that say, like, don't give me 5, don't give me 10-step regime, right? But sunscreen is going to be on the top of that list, right? So you can only do so much. Like, same with my husband. I can put the product. You have to make the choice. So as you age, it might become more important, or you might, realize.
Well, yeah, especially for somebody who wants to get back out there. They're worried about their skin.
Right.
If they don't want to do Botox, wear sunscreen.
Well, and so that's a long term, right? So there's kind of like short term goals, I would say, like if you're going to date.
Yeah.
If you want like that glow up, or maybe you have a breakout, and then there's the long term goals for getting back in the dating world. So short term goals, again, find someone who can help you. If you have breakouts, hormonal acne, a lot of women just get the breakouts around their chin at like their time of the month. There's some product that helps with that so much. And then just getting on top of those breakouts. I often have clients, if they're like getting married or something and they're going to have a breakout, I'm like, come over. I call it my zit zapper. I will like.
So there's preventative measures
but prevention is the best, of course, right? And there are some specific products that really help prevent breakouts, no matter why you get them. So that's one thing to consider when you're dating, because if you are breaking out, or if you are if you get stressed and you break out, you're going on a date and you're stressed, you know, there's certain things you can do to minimize that, maybe that pimple or that zit, but also ensuring, you know, consistent skincare and consistent working with someone that does skin is very beneficial. So I think like whether you're getting a massage or I'm going to treat whatever your skin condition is or whatever your skin goal is. That's probably a better way to put it. What's your skin goal?
Well, one goal
Yeah.
that I find with a lot of clients, but
Okay.
also that I just see in some of them as well, is looking tired.
Okay. Yeah. Oh gosh.
What?
Yeah. That's a big one. And the dark circles
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So there's some tricks with some certain eye care. Eyes are hard. I will be honest. They are very hard. Sometimes you have to get a little bit more invasive. Sometimes,
Surgery.
yeah, surgery. Yeah, that would, yeah, that's what I would do if I could. But because yeah, that's just something like that.
Well, lots of people don't believe in it also, which
No,
is
and
fair.
you don't
I
need
mean,
surgery.
yeah,
You don't need surgery.
Yeah.
Again, how do you age gracefully, right? Like
Yes.
that's everyone. Like there's two things that women say to me the most. I want to be able to wear no makeup. I want to feel good without makeup, whether that's acne or pigment or, you know, and then as I age, I want to feel good and I want to feel good for my age.
Yeah.
That doesn't, and whatever that means to people, it might mean injectables, it might mean Botox, it might mean just coming for their monthly facials. Because I have a lot of clients that come every month and we do, you know, different things from microcurrent to sometimes peels. I have a little bit of laser that we can do. So we just kind of deal with what their goals are, right? So if you find someone that can help you with that, yeah. But if you're getting back into the dating world, it is good to have some help. Start with some good skincare, but someone who knows what they're talking about, because formulations are important. You might pay a little bit more, but you want to get appropriate skincare for you, and then ingredients that will change your skin for the better. And that's what I tend to do, is work with people who, yeah, you just want that natural kind of change. But if you want a deeper treatment, of course you can.
What do you feel like when it comes to like Botox and filler?
I think that the most important thing is how you feel.
Yeah.
Because
so if people want it, they should try it.
Absolutely.
Well, filler, I don't think you can take away. I mean, I think you kind of can, but
yeah, filler. I've never done filler, but I know it can be very helpful for people. And you know what? Sometimes, like I know, like my son's graduating, so you know we have these events and these goals, and you want to feel good. And sometimes, like I have so many brides, right? And not that Botox is their go-to. A lot of times, it's, you know, we set up a plan.
Botox is good though, because doesn't last forever, right? Like it will go.
Yeah, you can
away
try
naturally.
it and see what you think. Yeah.
So I think, I mean, I love Botox.
Yeah. And a lot of my clients don't want to go down that road, but if you do, just get a good referral. Make sure you go to someone who you know.
Yes, because
right?
everybody's doing it.
Yeah, there's
everybody.
A lot of, yeah.
So the people who don't want Botox, what do they do?
Well, we can do microcurrent, which is fabulous, but you have to be consistent with it. This fascia release that I'm doing literally is fascinating, and we release everything from the chest to the scalp. Oh, wow. And because life pulls us so much forward, right? Yeah. And my background is actually in exercise science, and I used to work in chronic disease. So when I see how tight people are, I can really see that posture that pulls us forward, and everything gets pulled down. So from our eyelids to our neck. So the fascia release is fascinating. I also do what's called buccal massage, and it releases that. So you actually get inside the mouth and release the muscles inside the mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And they're face sculpting. So it's not, you know, you're not going to get maybe that 3 month. You have to be a little more consistent with it.
Like what's upkeep for that? Like once a month? Every 3 months?
Oh, for a massage, like once a month would be ideal. Yeah. And the fascial release, oh my gosh, it's about your lymph. It's about opening up the tissue so that your lymph flows better, so that you have that, we kind of bring out that volume again. So it is actually physiologically very different than a lot of the things that, injectables will do. It's really cool. Like I've actually been doing some treatments on my eyes because my eyes are like my
You do your
biggest
own?
insecurity.
You can do it yourself?
I can do the fascia release on my own. And yeah. And so I get in there and release that. And literally after I can feel the volume under my eyes. So there are some things you can do. Sometimes it's a little higher maintenance or, versus an injectable. But if you want to go down that natural route or you want to combine the two, it's great. Yeah, it works really well.
Well, products is obviously super important. Like I find even for me, like when I look at a photo, I'm like, oh my God, obviously they do minor edits. I'm like, oh, it looks so good. My skin's so smooth. So skin smoothness is really important to me. And I did go to the store with Shoppers Drug Mart, and asked for everything to make my skin smooth.
Okay. What
And
did
there
they give
were-
you? I'm curious.
Oh God, what is it called? Biotanicals or something? It's like a serum. It does
Okay.
go under your lotion. I
Do you
do.
know? Okay.
I do think it makes a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
Like I'm a little bit bumpy in like some spots. Obviously it's not a filter.
No, I'm curious to know
But-
what ingredients are in that though, but yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, there's
it
two
healthy?
there's
I don't know,
two things that are very important for women in particular with aging. Number one is a vitamin C in the day. So
I love vitamin C.
vitamin
yeah.
C helps with pigment, but it also is a antioxidant. So it gives you like protection throughout the day as far as, pollution and the things
What if
that
you work
create
from
free
home?
radicals. Well, you still would benefit from your vitamin C.
The air coming up through my furnace and my air conditioning.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, regardless, it's very beneficial for, just living.
Okay, so
Just
vitamin
being-
C.
vitamin C, yeah.
Number
And
one.
then, so as we age, our skin's ability to turn over, the cells turn over, slows down. So that's one thing that a retinol will do, is turn over the skin cells a little more quickly. And so when that happens, you're going to have a little bit more of glow. You'll also get some plumping. So that's why you hear like retinol or there's different, I like vitamin A and how it's absorbed in the skin can be part of how your skin responds to it. So for example, if you get a really strong retinol and you put it on and like 2 days later your skin is peeling off, a lot of people that happens a lot, but a lot of people give up on it. So it's about acclimating either that retinol or finding a formulation that maybe
So if your skin's peeling, stick with it.
well you might have to back off, right? Like you don't want to go every night depending on where you start. I would start at a lower percentage and potentially work up. Again, the vitamin A that I use, I love because so depending on the formulation, if it's absorbed a little bit slower, you won't respond with that redness, that peeling as much. So the one that I use, I really love it. And I don't see women get as much kind of irritation from it. But so retinols are good because we want to turn that skin cells over and more quickly as we age. I have a question for you. So when you're matching and like what is the feedback you get in regards to appearance and, with both men and women? What do they hope for kind of, I guess, with skin or when they first see someone?
It's funny. Women, the number one thing that they always say is smile. So like men taking care of their teeth, I think is super important. And then women, I feel like it goes two different ways. There are guys who do like, we call them preserved, Botox, filler, have kept up and all of that. But then there's guys who don't really like that. I don't want filler. I don't want Botox, but they still like natural beauty. And then so I guess it goes three ways. And then there are the men who want a little bit in between. They don't want everyone to be aging naturally. But they don't want the filler and the Botox. But really, you still have to do filler and Botox to be in between, right? So it's a fine line of like these three variations. But one thing I can say is the less makeup, the better.
Mm-hmm. They like
and
that, hey?
Lipstick, like a lot of women, sure, you don't want to get lip filler. Don't get it. I not sure if I should say this, but I've never had lip filler. I have
Yeah.
naturally very big lips. I can never wear lipstick. It bothers me.
Okay.
I have to only wear like lip balm, which is like hiding in the chair here. And I'm thankful for that because I never feel self-conscious. You know, if I am on a date and I do want to kiss someone, I can kiss them. And I don't know if women think about that, but like when you are on a date, if a guy wants to kiss you, if you have a whole bunch of makeup on, a whole bunch of lipstick, or,
Interesting.
you know, they don't know how to navigate it. Some don't care. Maybe you're in the heat of the moment. You don't think about it, but
Right.
that is a thing. So the more natural I think you can be, the less is more, especially with makeup.
Or the better you feel.
The better you
without
feel.
makeup.
Yeah.
You can go either way. That's a perfect example because when people come to me and they want to cover up their skin, they usually don't feel good about themselves. So if we can help them feel really good in their skin, they're going to present themselves better at a date. They're going to feel better with or without makeup. So I think that, yeah, makes
Helps
a lot of
them.
sense. Yeah, it
Beauty
helps them.
privilege.
Yeah, beauty privilege. That's true,
Yeah.
right?
You know, I have a client, she's 70. She's
Yeah.
one of my older lady clients, I guess we can say. Don't listen. Because she looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the number one thing that she always says to me, she's not done a lot of work. She is really just taking care of her skin and her body. She really believes in like internal health,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yep.
just making sure you're good inside and out. But yeah, she's 70. She's done minor tweaks. And she always says, you know, if you have a bag of money, throw it at this. Like if there's a problem and you have money, throw it at that. You're, you know, you have a skin issue, throw some money
Throw
at it.
some money at that. Yeah.
Got
If
a
that's
body
going to help
issue,
you feel
throw some
better
money.
about yourself.
Whether that be going to the gym, getting a trainer,
yeah.
doesn't mean plastic surgery. Doesn't
No,
mean,
and
yeah.
that's so true because it is so deep. Like internal health is essential in how your skin looks as well, right?
Yeah.
So that's just, it makes a lot of sense. I like that though, because if you can feel good at 70, it's different than 30, right?
Yeah.
At 30, you might be thinking about Botox. At 70, you're like, I just want this
Not
guy
gonna
that's
do
going to
anything
hike a
now.
mountain with me. Yeah.
So what would be your biggest tips for people who are just, you know, getting back out there?
Yeah.
Starting over.
I would say find someone you trust to help you with your skin. If skin is your thing and you're not feeling good about yourself, find someone you trust that can help you, you know, long-term and short-term. You know, of course, cliche, you hear it a lot, wear your sunscreen, of course, but that's not going to help you dating. Just make sure you're doing that. That's just important. But just feeling confident, get the right products for your skin. Again, finding someone who can help you do that. Maybe get a facial just to give you that little bit of a pick-me-up, right?
Clean it out.
That glow. We want that little bit of a glow. So
Yeah.
I spent 2 months in Korea studying skin basically. And, you know, if the one things that they do well is glow and feeling good about how you look in your skin. So, yeah. And of course, if you have any skin conditions, acne, anything, let's work on that because you'll feel so much better about yourself. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to have you helping me
so
with
much
my
fun.
skin.
I know.
And thank you for being here today.
So fun. Thank you.